Hi and welcome to txtNationTV. This week it's all about crazy, really messed up people, and well, Viacom's back.
Yes.
Hi and welcome to txtNationTV. This is episode number 45. My name's Rusty G.
I'm Alan.
And this week, like I said, it's a lot of messed up people and things going on. So
Yeah.
First story obviously is going to be Batman, the midnight showing out of Aurora, Colorado. Sorry if I said that incorrectly, but obviously
Aurora. I think it's...
Obviously, it was a tragedy that happened this past week. 12 people confirmed dead, and many others that have been injured. Things like that, ranging from either a 3 or 6 month old child all the way up to, I believe, 31. So we're looking at a very young demographic that was out there while it happened.
Yeah.
Very sad situation. Obviously, thoughts and sympathies go out to the families that were involved, and it was a lot of senseless. It was a senseless, crazy act. There was nothing. He's supposed to go to court on Monday, which is very quick because this happened Thursday night.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Colorado's trying to expedite the process. So he is supposed to be in court on Monday.
Well, being that this really isn't like tech-centered, but something that caught me was that, with Columbine, Virginia, the shooters in Columbine killed themselves.
Yeah.
This guy just went to the car.
Yeah.
So he's on a whole other level of crazy.
And the thing that gets me is I watched the part of the live stuff that they were talking Friday morning to Friday afternoon, because that's all everything was Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Watching the news, the police officer, the head chief guy, said that they were there within a minute to a minute and a half after the first call came in. So I'm talking, came in real quick, did his act, and within 5 minutes, I would say the guy was apprehended. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I agree. He is beyond anybody from previous, because there was something that snapped inside of the guy to make him do this. And again, we feel very sorry for the families that were involved. If you had any friends or anyone, again, my thoughts and sympathies go out to you. Again, it's not tech-based, but it was in the news, and a lot of our viewers probably went and watched Dark Knight. I did myself. I was at a midnight showing.
Was it good? I didn't.
It was wonderful. It was the best movie I've seen all year long so far.
I heard that it was an Aquaman.
There might be. Don't take my other co-host's word for that from my other show. But anyway, it was a great and wonderful movie. They actually did postpone or cancel the Paris release. Of course, all the actors that were in the movie gave their condolences and things like that, because it's sad that it was attached to that movie.
Yeah.
It really could have been any movie at a midnight showing, any midnight showing. The thing is, they're now talking about, maybe putting a ban on midnight release movies, because obviously if he's in the dark, it's harder to, see things. So if you don't have a midnight release movie, no one's going to be out there, doing crazy stuff.
And this isn't tech either, but why?
Yeah. We're not going to get into political things, opinions, and things like that. Like I said, Friday and Saturday afternoon was nothing but this.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into politics of it. I don't want to get into opinions of it. I really don't, because I could go on for ages. But again...
But you can comment below and...
Yes.
We
just want to send out our thoughts and sympathies for the families, for the loss of lives, and any injuries that may have caused anything else. So to get past that, and again, to move on... we would like to get into some tech stories.
It's tech and it's messed up people.
Yeah.
It's going to pretty much be a theme in this episode. We told you in an episode before about Best Buy employees.
And they're getting worse.
Yes. Geek Squad. It was the last story we talked about with Best Buy was a Geek Squad. A guy brought in his phone to be repaired, and they opened it up. His Facebook account was still open, because a lot of us, we have that app, open it up and it goes
it logged in.
It goes right to our page. Well, this Best Buy employee, Geek Squad guy, decided, well, hey, I'm gay, and posted it to this guy's wall. And I don't know if you've seen this guy. We have a photo of him anymore, but it's a pretty big dude. I wouldn't want to, mess with him in any way, but that made the news, got him in trouble. So their Geek Squad's at it again. Instead of fixing computers, because apparently they don't know how to do this, or anything else to me anyway. I don't know if you've ever met one, but Yeah, that's neither here nor there. So this lady brought her phone in. She bought a new iPhone, and her old iPhone, as of course, had a lot of photos, a lot of contacts, and things like that.
One quick thought before you go into that. I really wish that the salespeople would teach these people to use iCloud and or how to get their photos off, because I constantly see people have 500, 600, 700 photos on their phone, and I'm like, get them off your phone, get them burnt to a CD, do something. I hate seeing that many photos. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. iTunes, you can take those photos off yourself.
Not through iTunes, you can't. You can sync photos to your phone, but getting them off isn't the same. It's a little bit different, but
well, there's programs out there.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't like the way iTunes and iPhone work for photos.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone should teach them how to do it.
Yeah, and something tells me this guy knew how to do it.
Oh yeah.
He just, I guess, liked the looks of her, because apparently what caught her eye was steamy photos taken off phone. So apparently he saw some photos he liked, so he decided not to transfer it over to her new phone. He somehow gave her a story that she believed that her photos, when everything would show up later. So her old phone, she didn't need anymore, so the guy said, well, how much you want for that old phone? And she said $60. So he bought it for $60, not a Best Buy transaction, just a
personal.
He pulled it out of his wallet, gave her $60. She gave him the phone with everything on it.
Oh wow, contacts, everything.
All the stuff she wanted transferred that he told her, okay, that stuff was already transferred, you just gotta wait.
Right.
So she waits that night, and no photos, no contacts. She calls the Best Buy and gets a hold of the guy who they named in the article as George. And George says, oh, that's no problem. I'll burn it all on a CD. How about you come by my house and pick it up?
Creep factor just went to 11. I'm sorry.
So I'm glad she didn't do what we thought she was going to do and go to his house and end up
Craigslist rapist.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
End up in a box somewhere.
God, jeez.
She immediately called her attorney, and then they set up whatever attorneys do from there. But
yeah,
the lesson is, before you hand anything of personal,
especially smartphones these days, they carry everything
to a stranger.
Yeah.
Even though they're in Best Buy and they're protected under the Best Buy umbrella, still, get the stuff off at home. You can move it.
Find a tech friend. Find someone who knows how to do it. Ask around. Google, search it, research it. Do something, please. I'm telling you, like I said, iTunes doesn't do a really good job of it, and salespeople don't really teach you about it.
But iCloud.
Yeah, do the iCloud thing. Do the photo stream thing, because the photo stream thing, both for PC and Mac, basically copies it over to a folder on your desktop PC, laptop PC, and it puts it in the cloud so that you can download it off your phone. Go through and delete photos off your phone, please, dear gracious.
That's another thing, women. Stop with the taking the photos of yourself in the mirror. Her comment was, oh, I like to model. I'm not a professional model. I just like to see myself. You're not a model. Even model, you have no reason. I don't know, maybe it's a woman thing. I don't get it.
It's not just a woman thing. It's a teenager thing. It's been around since MySpace days, and I'm sure before MySpace it was on Friendster. But the self photo has been around.
But now there's
ages.
no reason with iCloud, Dropbox, Pogo Plug, virtual, whatever. There's so many cloud-based storage out there.
Yeah.
To
be honest with you, I kind of want the 64 gig phone, but I kind of don't, because it's like, you can
fill it up.
Exactly. So anyway, yeah. So guys, just please email us if you want, or just tweet us. This is Text Alan. I'm Rusty G. We'll help you out. I mean, seriously.
We can even burn your photos on a disc. You can come by and pick it up. We're at Rusty's apartment, Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, moving past that. That was horrible. Out of Oregon. Where was it out of Oregon?
Eugene, Oregon.
21-year-old Antoine, and I hate that his name is Antoine because...
Yeah, it reminds you of Antoine back in Alabama.
Alabama. Crawling in your windows.
Yeah, they raping everybody.
Well, this isn't rape, and it's not funny because rape is not funny. I apologize that we are laughing on this, so anybody watching this, please don't take that as a serious thought. But this gentleman out of Eugene, Oregon, 21 years old, big old dude, again, apparently, as he stated, has an addiction to porn. And I don't know, I've never had an addiction to anything. I really can't, maybe I have an addiction to tech news because this is why I do this show. But
Yeah, this would be my only vice.
yeah, I can't really think of an addiction, and I can never explain to anybody about an addiction because I've never had one. But this gentleman has an addiction to porn. He felt the need, because he's married for some reason, to start hitting up his neighborhood houses and breaking in. Now, not only was he breaking in, but he was breaking in and going to the computers of the neighbors' houses. He wasn't stealing them. He wasn't trying to make money. He wasn't even getting into jewelry. He wasn't just stealing any clothes. He wasn't, none of that. He would go to the computer, look up a porn site of some other thing, and do his business, basically in front of the computer. This is horrible, and I don't even want to state what the police said in Eugene, Oregon, because it just sounds so wrong, but you can, based upon the context that I'm giving you, you know what he was doing. So this gentleman was doing his business in these houses, and get this, they just busted him, but they have been investigating this situation since September of last year. So this guy is a serial, insert joke here. So yeah, that is another sick person. It's like it's a game at this point for these people to figure out how crazy and how sick they can be just to top the next guy.
And we tell you this, again, as the Best Buy story, protect your things.
Passwords.
Yeah, passwords, firewalls,
even hardware style firewall things. It doesn't have to be a physical firewall, but I mean, like when you turn it on, you can actually put if you have a desktop or a laptop and you have it open, you can actually put a BIOS password. If you don't know what BIOS is, look it up, Google it, text us, I'll get you into it. But basically, you can put a BIOS password that doesn't even allow the user to get past the startup of the machine.
Mm-hmm.
It won't go into Windows. I don't know about Mac. I'm not sure. But I know on a Windows-based PC, it won't even load Windows because it won't go past that point. You can do that. There are security things. Please, people, we don't want you to be the next victim of a self-pleasuring person doing things in your house, because
it's just nasty.
They arrested this guy and found, because the problem was they found a towel with his
DNA.
And apparently they matched it up with a DNA test that he voluntarily took months back. So he apparently, again, this has been going on since September of last year, so it's just now that they're getting around to it.
And he's been breaking into the same homes multiple times.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
If my home was broken into once and I discovered that after I burned the computer and maybe the carpet and the door, the house, I would I would research, okay, this may happen again. I want to protect my machine.
Yeah. Because obviously he wasn't stealing anything. He was just going in to do his business. As the local news people said it was more of an adrenaline rush for him. But it's a whole nother level of sick, because he's not stealing anything. He's just breaking in for this one purpose. And he's married. That's the other thing that... Sir, Antoine, what are you doing?
Just talk to your wife.
Oh, goodness gracious. Find some help. Do something, please. But anyway... Enough of the sick people, enough of the sadistic, and enough of all the crazy that was this past week. We did want to get back into one story that we talked about previously, and because these two have finally made up and things have moved on, and we are all happy about it.
I guess.
Well, not your parents, because they still subscribe to...
Yeah, well, it was the DirecTV Viacom dispute is what they called it. And I guess they finally came to a term of agreement of price, or I don't know. The stories I read really didn't go into any details, so I guess you got to find a letter from Viacom or a letter from DirecTV, like memos or something, to find out exactly what happened.
Yeah, I know this. DirecTV, a few of my friends actually sent me this because they were like, hey, you talked about this. Maybe you know a little bit about this. So they actually sent me one of the communiques that went out, and it talked about how DirecTV is working out all the details with Viacom, and there were multi-million-dollar deals that went on. I mean, multi-million-dollar deals for all of this to come back. And it's good for the next 7 years, if I'm not, 7 or 8 years. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's good for the next little bit until something else happens.
Until the next dispute happens.
Yeah, because content, like I said, content's always it's a rising price. It's like gasoline. It just costs more every year. Everything costs more every year. So that'll be another contract that they're going to have to get things back. So,
if you have DirecTV now, you can turn to Comedy Central, you can turn to MTV, you can turn to Nickelodeon. It's all good, like I said, for another 7 years. Or if one executive doesn't like another executive and decides to hit the switch again. Because apparently that's all it is.
Yeah, we don't need any more blackouts. But luckily, I don't think any. Maybe some of that was ESPN. I don't know, because I'd hate to be in the middle of an ESPN. Football is coming back around the corner for college football, and I wouldn't want to be in the middle of that. But anyway, that's all it's going to be this week for Tex Nation. Make sure you follow us online. We've got multiple places. Again, I will start out Facebook.com/txtNationTV.
Follow us, Twitter.com/txtNationTV.
You can subscribe to us on our YouTube page. It's YouTube.com/txtNationTV.
You pinners out there, Pinterest.com/txtNationTV.
And I swear, I think this week I'm just going to take a stick of dynamite, throw it down the hole, and just start all over again. But txtNation.tv. And again, if you want to tweet us, please, we will be more than glad to respond to your security questions, me specifically with my degree, and he knows he was hacking into computers back in the day. He was sending you the virus that could turn your screen upside down and open your CD-ROM and turn your screen blue. Anyway, he is Text Allen, TXTALLEN.
Yes, and he's Rusty G, RUSTYG. Spelling bee here.
We'll see you again for episode number 46. Thanks for watching.